From the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution, I'm Joel Norwood with your farm news. USDA's new updates to the Farm Service Agency's farm loan programs officially now in effect. We're told the new rules will mean a low-interest installment set-aside program. Financially distressed borrowers can defer up to one annual loan payment at a reduced interest rate. There are also flexible repayment terms available. More information at USDA.gov. Elsewhere, a potential workforce strike looming at many ports on the East and Gulf Coast, where about 85,000 port workers are scheduled to strike if they can't reach a new contract agreement by Monday. Danny Munch, an economist for the American Farm Bureau, says potential major impacts for U.S. ag.
Waterborne exports are vital to U.S. farmers. They make up over 75% of total U.S. ag export volume. The potential strike that we're looking at would mainly disrupt containerized agricultural exports, which account for 30% of U.S. waterborne ag exports by volume.
He says the union demanding wage increases, better benefits, and protections against automation.
The disruption to overall ag trade is expected to be about $1.4 billion each week that a strike is in place. When we think about what commodities are at risk, nearly 80% of waterborne exports of poultry leave East Coast ports, 56% of raw cotton, 36% of red meat, 30% of dairy products, and even 6% of soybeans all go through those ports through containerized exports. Not having an outlet to move those goods will create supply surpluses domestically and reduce prices for farmers.
Again, the International Longshoremen's Association represents about 85,000 port workers, and they're threatening to go on strike against the United States Maritime Alliance, which represents about 40 ocean carriers and terminal operators. Both parties are in a contract which ends Monday. Finally getting some much-needed rain across Ohio. Let's check in with Ryan on the weather.
Plenty of clouds over Ohio for the rest of today. Moisture has been surging northward from early this morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at your forecast update. The remains of Helene working their way through the Buckeye State, and I'm looking at plenty of moisture here as we move towards sunset tonight and through the overnight. Anywhere from a quarter to 2+ inches of rain can be falling here by the time we get done with the weekend. The low will end up setting up near the Paducah and Evansville, Indiana area. Paducah, Kentucky to Evansville, Indiana, that area there. And that's going to rotate moisture all the way through our region through Sunday, through Monday. I think we're finally done with activity Tuesday late in the day. Once we get done with it, I think we're dry for at least Tuesday afternoon forward through the rest of next week. I'm Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. That look at weather brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. USDA released their quarterly hogs and pigs report earlier this week, and USDA livestock analyst Mike McConnell says not a whole lot of surprises as he recaps that.
September quarterly hogs and pigs report, NASS estimated that there were 76.5 million hogs in inventories, which is essentially unchanged from a year ago. There was 6.0 million hogs kept for breeding, which is 2% lower than the previous year. And the pig crop from June to August was 35 million hogs, which was 1% lower than a year ago.
Do stay tuned to the Ohio AgNet. Coming up next, we'll take a look at market numbers from Chicago and how things are wrapping up the week on commodities.
In any year, your best harvest is only a few upgrades away. Seed Consultants exclusively serves the Eastern Corn Belt, combining our deep knowledge of local conditions with high-performing products fit for your acres. Most importantly, our customized services put our products and your business in a position to succeed. We help you start with better to grow your best. Visit seedconsultants.com to learn why our products and services are simply better.
Before we get to the numbers, a look at what's driving markets today, thanks to Brandt, helping growers take control for over 70 years. Over to Ryan from Lice Mercantile.
I'm Ryan Metzger with Lice Mercantile, providing your Friday market recap. Markets have ripped off several days of rallies, but have failed to sustain all the gains, with U.S. harvest starting to ramp up and farmers selling, keeping a lid on prices. We do have global weather, however, that is certainly keeping the floor underneath us intact, as Brazil continues to be wet in the south and incredibly dry in the north and central part of the country. If this pattern persists, then we will continue to see farmers down there delay planting their soybeans. In Argentina, we are seeing more rain in the forecast for the east, who has good soil moisture, but then we are also seeing extreme dryness in the west, which is significantly impacting their wheat crop and delaying corn planting. Black Sea dryness continues to impact crop maturation, leading to more downgrades. And finally, look for final carryouts on old crop to be announced on Monday when we get the release of the USDA small grains report. Please visit our website, licemercantile.com, to learn more about our grain marketing program and crop insurance services.
And thanks, Ryan. Let's take a look at the numbers from Midday's trade in Chicago. New crop corn right now, 3 1/4 cents up to $4.16 per bushel. March corn up 2 1/4 to $4.33 1/4. New crop soybeans up 11 cents to $10.52. January beans 10.70 1/2, up 11 1/2 for those contracts at the moment. Nice to see after some losses on Thursday. And then July wheat down 5 1/2 to $6.14 1/2 per bushel. Markets thanks to Seed Consultants, simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. At the Merc, October live cattle 58 cents up to 184.68. November feeders 83 cents higher to 245.80. October lean hogs a 65-cent gain to a price of 82.68, while December hogs up 85 cents to 74.78. Milk down about 10 cents across the board at the moment. More farm news, markets, and much more online at ohioagdat.com. I'm Joel Norwood. This is the Ohio Ag Dat. Thanks for tuning in.